Yes, hi there. This is Michael, the founder, materials writer, and the owner of the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. And these comments are for V. I'll just use the first letter of your name there. And I just finished listening to your Speak Clearly post test, which is the second step of my 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. And I think you are making some improvements here. You still have some difficulties, and I'll talk about what some of those are in just a minute. But when you were reading the paragraphs, the paragraph readings, I did notice that you were blending more. You're taking the word, the final sound of one word, you're blending to the first sound of the next word. For example, in the first paragraph, when you say they tend to stand a specific distance apart, you didn't say distance apart, you said distance apart. So that's blending. That's good. So you're speaking a little faster, a little more naturally. I think you're pausing in exactly the right places. I think your tone's pretty good. So in the paragraphs, in terms of reading them, I think you had very, very strong, pronunciation and intelligibility. And I think in most cases, I think at 90% of all native speakers who would listen to you read those paragraphs, I think they would understand what you were saying without too much difficulty. Now, as you're answering the three questions and you're getting into talking a little bit about your own personal experiences and things like that, there are a few things that you want to be aware of. When you're using, for example, the word kid or, K-I-D, kid, you're saying more kid. So it's actually kids, my kids. So you're still having some trouble differentiating between the and the E. So again, in my TOEFL lessons, in Speak Clearly part of the course, you'll see, I forgot what number it is, but where it talks about, let me look at it here. Hold on a minute. No, it looks like it's lesson 11. That is very tough for you. And I think because you speak Spanish, or maybe Portuguese, I can't remember which one it is, but I think in your language, you don't have the I vowel sound. You have the E, like kids, but the kids. It's that vowel sound that doesn't exist in your language. So what you're doing when you're speaking English, you're substituting the sound that you're familiar with the new sound. So that can cause some trouble, I think, with your intelligibility a little bit. Now, other times when you're speaking, you had a little bit of trouble with the word kayaking. It's kayaking, swimming, canoeing, kayaking, and other types of fun activities or whatever. Another time when you were speaking, you're struggling a little bit between using gerunds and infinitives. You said, I can see myself 5 years from now to become. But it's probably better in that case to say, I can see myself 5 years from now becoming a. Probably using the gerund there would be better in that case. So some minor problems there. So, but, I think you're doing a lot better. You're working hard. I know this is the second time that you've taken this particular post test of my course. So let me give you some basics here. I think you're pretty good here. I think you're going to score in the 5 area here. You have some rare isolated mispronunciations. You have good vocabulary. You speak fluently. You have an accent, but it's not too bad. So I'm going to give you 5.1 or 5.2 out of 7 on this particular post test. So I do see improvements. I think you're doing a good job. As you're doing right now, I've noticed you have began posting speaking practice tests. I think that's a very good idea. So each day you want to post a practice test for us to listen to, right? And then we can give you some feedback in those areas. Now, in the meantime, something you might want to think about, I don't know if you've thought about this, but there are some things that you can do that are fun, and they also help improve your pronunciation. And one of them are video games. If you have a game like American Idol Encore, where you can actually sing, you sing things with with the game, and then the judges will judge your singing abilities, and you sing into a microphone, and then they'll judge you in terms of your tone, your pausing, your pronunciation of the different words in the song, and they'll tell you how terrible you are. Now, it is actually a good activity. Singing is a great way to improve your pronunciation. So I would highly recommend you do something. If you don't want to get a game, another thing you could do is, if you've downloaded songs from iTunes or from some website, you might download a particular song, right? But then you go onto the internet to Google, you type in the author's name and the title of the song, and then you can find the words to the song. So once you start the song, then you read or sing with the song by reading the lyrics. So I think that's also a very beneficial thing that can help you where you are right now. Now, I wouldn't suggest this if you were a basic speaker of English, because a basic speaker of English could not do this kind of activity, but you're high enough now to where you can do all kinds of crazy things to help you improve your pronunciation. But anyway, congratulations on a job well done. Congratulations on your hard work so far in my course. And don't forget, once you're done with my course and you take the TOEFL test, come back to my website. Go back to www.bettertoeflscores.com and go ahead and tell me how you did on the test. We're always very interested. I'm interested in how my students do once you take the test. Okay? All right, bye-bye.